Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for Gemini energy and possibly Cancer as well. I'm kind of getting Cancer's energy flowing in here as well. So we'll see how it goes. I've got my window open. There's going to be some background noise. It's gone really warm again. And there's motorbikes again. I'm being haunted by motorbikes right now. I don't know what that is about this week's readings. Also, like, there's a real like party atmosphere in this set of readings. I think it's just stuff that's going on astrologically, like Mercury retrograde and Mars and Venus creating this kind of, is it like a square or something they're creating in the sky? I don't know. I'm not the best at astrology, but I know that there is stuff going on that's making everybody a little bit frustrated, wanting to get out the stuff out of the system. Some of with it being Mars energy, sometimes it's like anger or frustration and just needing to get that off the chest. Some people it's romance, bottling something up and like wanting to, jump in and like go with that person that you've had your eye on for a while. So it does have this kind of party feel to the energy generally at the moment. You're being one of the party animals of the zodiac. You are coming in with party vibes. I want to say it's not going to be for all of you. I'm getting a motif and it's going to apply differently in different ways. So some of you are absolutely in party mode, like you're in the process of either like about to go out or you've just been out, or some of you are probably not watching this if you're actually out partying, but some of you are in party mode and overdoing it, I'm tempted to say. Some of you may be experiencing this like flashbacks from almost like PTSD. It's coming through as like, when you've been out drinking or clubbing and you've overdone it and you wake up the next day and it's like your memory's erased. So I think somebody had like the spotless mind analogy keeps on coming through, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, if you know that movie, like the mind gets erased. So like coming through that kind of feeling of like not being able to remember things properly and then things coming back like as flashes again. So if you had like PTSD, I believe that you get kind of like almost like flashback moments where it's like you're back there, and it's kind of coming through like that. But the experience of overdoing it and having a bit of a hangover and being like, oh god, I'm back there. But for some of you it could be like years ago, like you went out clubbing years ago and you're having flashbacks from it now. Others of you absolutely cozy homebody, like sweater weather ready for autumn, like gathering your family around, and it may be that somebody is like this, but mainly I'm going to read as if it's your current energy. So if it's not your reading, it's not your reading. Again, it's coming through with Gemini and Cancer. The reason why I'm saying Cancer is because I was getting Birds of Prey, which is Margot Robbie, and as soon as I stopped channeling and I looked at YouTube, there's a trailer for a new movie. It's called like, it begins with like B, I think, does it? It's got like Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie in, and it's like a party film. Like they are just blowing off steam. It's like I just want to live like I'm living my life as a party. So again, it's funny that I was channeling it and I immediately saw this trailer and Margot Robbie was in it. So she's Cancer, so that's why I'm talking about Cancer a lot. So I feel like it could be cusp energy, but we'll play through and we'll see what happens. So let me get to your songs. It's 1818 on the timestamp. 181822. So 22% battery. So watch out for number patterns. 18 is 9, breaks down to a 1 and an 8, make it 9. So 9s are about like long journeys, coming to the finish line but not quite being there yet. So I do feel like maybe there's a lot of responsibilities. Interesting as well, I'm like, the way I'm looking at it, 18, 18 and 2, 2, it's like if you add the 2s to the 18s, it's going to make 2020. Maybe something happened in 2020 for you. It's funny how like the messages come through. That's kind of, it's a bit jumpy through hoopy, but it's yeah, 19 as well. Maybe something happened when you were like 18, 19, 20. This could be memories from like when you were younger and you used to go out, or you were just starting to go out and you were really overdoing it, learning to kind of learning where your boundaries, your own personal boundaries were, and what you were happy to cross into, and what you kind of, learning when it's time to pull back, and not to overdo it. So it could be from that phase of life, like kind of like experimental phase. Yeah, 18, 19 now on the timestamp. So could definitely be talking ages. Maybe some of you got teenage kids as well who are doing this. So hold on a sec. So I just wanted to kind of show you the image that I've decided to use to make some notes for your reading. It's a scene from Birds of Prey. Yeah, so in this scene, she's just broken up with the Joker. So maybe some of you have just broken up with somebody, you're kind of accepting that. And she goes on a drinking binge. And there's a scene, and it was very similar to what I was getting through kind of in visions in meditation, where she's there's like a time lapse, and it shows her in that scene kind of going from like person to person. Like it shows her in all these different points in the club and like all the different things that she was doing. So again, very similar to that kind of like the night before flashing before your eyes in a series of images kind of thing. Like if, like almost like on fast forward. Maybe some of you are watching old camcorder footage and like pressing like fast forward, something like that. So it could be something like that for some of you, but of course that point as well in the movie, she's vulnerable. So that whole scene is her saying that she no longer has the protection of the Joker. You know, everybody she's ever wronged is gonna like come for her. Like this is the point of the realization. And Harley Quinn and oh, what's her name? What's her name? She's like a songbird or something, isn't she? What's she called? The canary. They're having this discussion about like the vulnerability of women. So, you know, if you are going out clubbing, obviously keep your friends close, check your drinks, don't overdo it, don't get yourself into not victim blaming, right? But we need to look after ourselves, you know, to an extent as well. We need to be aware of like where the dangers are, and to avoid those dangers, it's just common sense. You know, keep your friends close, have, you know, go out with good friends, look after your friends, all that kind of business. So I was getting something about the earth moving. I'm feeling this. It's almost like a rumbling energy. It feels like something approaching, and I don't want to scare anyone. It's a metaphor, so it could play out in our reality in different ways. It feels collective, but it's like feels like a rumbling under the surface. So maybe society getting frustrated at certain things, and kind of like a little bit of you know, tension coming out in terms of like society acting up in a way, or just generally, again, with the planets this week, it's like everybody has this build-up of tension. It could be earthquakes. Hopefully they'll be quite minor. But I was getting this thing about, no, it's funny because last week I was getting this thing about like Capricorn was coming through with this boat energy, and Capricorn is a sign that is to do with like infrastructure and traditions. And they were being this kind of like room or box or boat, and it's like they were on this ocean, and Pisces came through as the ocean, like rocking the boat, right? And then it's coming through now for you in meditation as I'm inside a club. So it's like I am inside this room, I'm inside a club, but the dance floor is like springy. It's like almost like the room itself is on a seesaw like this. So it's like if you put your weight like a boat, maybe it is a party on a boat, right? It's like everybody rushes to one side and the boat's like rocking because of the way the people are moving on it. But it's like I was doing this seesaw effect where I was stood still, but the boat itself was rocking. So it could just be talking about like the room spinning, because I was also getting this analogy of like, I'm sorry guys, like I'm not calling you all strippers. I don't know, you know, some of you could be going to strip clubs, others of you are just having fun. You know, maybe doing pole dancing lessons, I don't know. But what was shown in the image was a stripper pole, and as I was spinning on it, because I was in the position of the person spinning on the pole, I was completely still. I wasn't spinning, but the room itself was spinning around me. And the room was all these like, it was like mirrored walls, but instead of being like flat mirrors, they were kind of like this. So it's like almost like a concertina effect of mirrors going round and round and round. It would have made me vomit if it was really happening in real life. But this idea of like you being completely still, but everything else in motion, like the entire room in motion, is coming through for you. So it could just be talking about the room spinning, or it could be talking about keeping your equilibrium, keeping calm when everything else, what's that, when all about you are losing their heads, you know, that is it Robert Frost, that poem, You'll Be a Mum, My Son? It's like if you can stay calm when chaos is happening around you, it's like that's going to be a good thing. It could be talking about bouncy buildings, you know, like I think Japan and California have like springy foundations, so that if there's an earthquake you don't notice it. So again, this sense of like either being a ship on the ocean, right, and maybe partying, like being on a party boat and partying, but not realizing that there's a storm outside, or you're in it. It could even be like you're in a club. You know, when people say like they go to Vegas and they're in a casino and they come out and they're like, I can't believe like how many hours up. You know, they go in at nighttime and come out in daytime. It's like being inside a room and not knowing what's going on outside of that room. Like it's like chaos happening around you, but not being aware of it. Maybe something like that is coming through with that. But it could be talking about your roots, your ancestry, you know, traditions, things like this, because it's coming through like almost like putting my hands down in soil and like seeing like a shockwave effect, like kind of lifting the leaves up as well. So visions come through in different ways, so I have to kind of like decipher them. But your songs were, if I just go back to your songs, you have Miami by Will Smith. I'm going to Miami. So again, there's a lot of boats in Miami. There could be, I don't know, going on a party boat. Maybe maybe you're going to Miami for vacation, seeing relatives. It is a earthquake zone. I'm getting the word epicenter, so be really careful. Just take precautions, right? I'm not trying to scare anyone. It's just, again, it could be a metaphor, I don't know. Thrasher by NERD, which he's talking about getting annoyed and getting into a fight. So again, if there's alcohol involved, maybe some other substances, just be careful. You know, it's not worth the fight. If someone says something to you, just walk away. You know, you don't want it to spoil your whole night. NDA by Billie Eilish, could be NDAs involved. And Angelica by Wet Leg. Let me pull up that song, because I was like, no way is that playing for you. Angelica. You do have another song as well that came through earlier, so I'll have to go and I've got that screenshotted on my phone. So Angelica was on her way to the party. She doesn't need to wait for anybody. So again, this idea of being independent. So I was seeing Harley Quinn, right? Are you serious right now? I was seeing Harley Quinn, you know, and she's, you know, it's the, what is it, Emancipation of Harley Quinn, is it called? She doesn't need to wait for anybody. She knows exactly what she's doing. And I watch as she commands the room. And I was getting this sensation of like you commanding the room. I was like, this is exactly what I'm picking up on for them. The ambience was overrated at the party. I want to run away before it even started. I look at my feet, then I look for the door. Can't find my friends, so I just take a bit more. And then it all comes to an end. We'll go again. We'll go again. So that will go again, right? Good times all the time. It's that movie as well. Good times all the time. It's exactly what Margot Robbie says. I love when I channel stuff and then it's like right there in front of me. It's so funny. Angelica, she brought lasagnas to the party. I tried my luck dancing with everybody. Sometimes life gets hard to deal. I like you. You've got sex appeal, but I don't want to follow you on the gram, and I don't want to listen to your band. I don't know why I haven't left yet. I don't want none of this. Good times all the time. And it gets sillier. So again, it's like it descends into more and more chaos as the song goes on. Like when the night goes on, the longer you stay, the more chaotic the night becomes, that kind of vibe. So you were also getting stuff about supermodels. So that supermodel song by Mainskin, 90s supermodel. So maybe something could come out in the news about a 1990s supermodel on a party boat, a luxury yacht or something like that. I don't know, some kind of scandal. I was also getting the song, I wanna be a supermodel and all the girls will wanna dress like me, you'll see. And then what's that song as well? Rapture by Blondie, which she talks about clubs. And then there was this advert that came up on Spotify almost immediately after Angelica, like Wet Leg, and it says merry-go-round, right? Like Moose Tea as well. Moose Tea, I feel like they were out when I was a teenager, you know, in my kind of late teens. They did that I want to put a chimney on a song and stuff like that. And I'm honey, 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 honey. So I don't know, it could be flashbacks from when you were a teen, right? When you were a bit more wild. But some of you could be really craving that. Some of you could be going through something in your life where it's like you have to go out and blow off steam. So take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. And then you've got Take Care of Yourself by Maisie Peters is your actual song that I've got for you. So I was just like, let me just take care of yourself, Maisie Peters. Let me just pull up the lyrics. I was thinking that is my Geminis. That is absolutely my Geminis. Like, just listen to these lyrics. When it all goes bad, you're the shrink of the club, but you don't ever take your own advice. So it's like you're going around. I can see you doing it. It's so funny. And I'm not talking to any specific Gemini. I can just see Geminis like being the one in the club, like chatting to people, being like, it's gonna be all right. You'll get over him. You don't need him anyway. You're a strong, independent woman, you know, and giving all your friends really good advice, but not taking it yourself. It's like you can dish out this brilliant advice and then you just press the self-destruct button. The world won't fall apart if you're not holding it up. I don't know how many of you need to hear that, and I'm seeing so many synchronistic numbers. I just saw 1515. Geminis, the world won't fall apart if you're not holding it up. Just take a minute and put your mind on ice. It's like just turn your brain off for a little while, right? And you're trying, but the burden is heavy and overgrown, and God knows that we all get tired. It's a long night when you do it on your own, and I hate how you talk to yourself. It's not weak if you need to be held. So cut off a little slack and roll all your cavalry back, that cavalry line as well. Like I always say that, like Gemini army, like you come in with the cavalry, right? Roll your cavalry back. My love, take care of yourself. Call your friends, send your ego away. No, you don't need to take it all so seriously. You don't get a medal for the last one awake, so rest your eyes and give your baggage to me. And you try and you try and you're trying, right? I hate how you talk to yourself. It's not weak if you need to be held. So absolutely, it's like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I hate how you're going through hell when you'd never let anyone else. All these things we hide behind, let's not do that, you and I. Let's take a breath and take your time, hold my gaze, and we'll be fine. Okay, I don't know. I get that. Oh my God, that hold my gaze and we'll be fine. So I don't know if you've got in front of a friend who's like, you know, like, especially like your male friends, if they're trying to kick off with someone, if there's like a confrontation about to happen, it's like getting right in the face and being like, not in an aggressive way, but like, you know, look at me, focus on me, look at me right now. We're not going to let this spoil our night. That's kind of the scenario that was going through in my head. My love, take care of yourself. It's just so Gemini. So I don't know what we're going to get in your cards. I don't know if we're going to get more of the same or if we're going to get something different, but we will see. Let's just move everything to one side. Bless my hand and touch my soul. Soapy Water by Wolf Alice. You've got two references to the devil. If I'm going to sit and wait, I might as well take the hand of the devil himself from Soapy Water by Wolf Alice. An NDA by Billie Eilish. She says, I've got a stalker walking up and down the street, says he's Satan and he'd like to meet. And they're telling me Devil in Me by Halsey. So I think it's going to be shadow work. I was watching a program about Carl Jung and integrating the shadow. A lot of you have heard me bang on about this so much, and it could be talking about collective shadow, right? The need to blow off steam, the need to, you know, we're all so worried about bills and energy prices and who's running the country and what legislation they're bringing in and what the police are doing, and there's so much to worry about that I think we've all got a little bit burdened by it, right? And our shadows want to come out and play. The sides of ourselves that need to blow off steam and need to be irresponsible and need to get drunk is really coming through. Oh, I didn't know about this film, but as I was kind of discussing your energy with somebody, I looked, as I was talking to them, I looked at the wall and my eyes lay on like a little sign on the wall that said party. It's like my eyes went straight to this word party. So I don't know if you've been partying, but apparently there's this film called Pirate Radio, The Boat That Rocked. Now, I've never seen it. I don't know if I've ever heard about it. It's got like Bill Nye in and stuff, but I don't know if that. Basically, they set up a pirate radio station on a boat, and the idea is that they're outside of, like, they're in international waters, so like they're outside of law enforcement. So they're projecting you know, the things that can't be said into like the public forum, the collective energy, and there's nothing that the government can do about it because they're on a boat, right? So I don't know if that's something that somebody's been up to, you know, something along those vibes. Who else was feeling a bit anarchist? Like, was Aries feeling a bit of that? I'm a bit tired. I'm sorry, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm warm and tired. Okay, you've got Starborn and the Ring. They landed on me though. Are they messages for me? Let's go again just to see, because I did get distracted. They'll come back out again if they're for you. But if that meant something to you, take it. Gemini, 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 Gemini. I'm hearing healing the collective shadow. So your experiences, you could actually help to heal others through sharing your experiences. Okay. What's going on for my Geminis and maybe some of my Cancers right now? Okay, the Mirror. Yeah, like look in the mirror, right? Take your own advice, look in the mirror, deal with your shadow. And the Father, is there something going on? Do we have daddy issues? I know you've got daddy issues. I do too. What's that neighborhood song? It could be the collective father, right? The like government, patriarchal systems, if we're talking collective. So the mirror, the reflection, the illusion, and the looking glass. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. It's really interesting, that vision that I had about the mirrored room spinning. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. Now, this doesn't mean that you love yourself. Geminis and those Cancerians that may be in here as well, doesn't mean that you love yourself. It doesn't mean that you've got a massive inflated ego, although maybe just be aware of yourself. That is as well another thing that's coming up this week. If you want to watch, she's called Bommy Spirit and she does astrology. She was talking about people having an overinflated ego this week, so be really careful about like ideas of grandiosity this week. You know, if you've done something well, it could really go to your head, so just watch out for that. But it more means when we talk about ego, right, and persona and things like this, it's you can be insecure. It just means being aware of oneself, being aware of one's flaws, being aware of one's talents. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. So when light, witnessing the deeper self, pure awareness. So I would say with the Father in the mirror, some of you may be fathers. It may be time to consider your fathers, your grandfathers, those that have fathered you, even like male teachers and things like this. So male role models in your own life. You know what, no matter what your gender is, like think about the male role models in your own life. You know, if you've got a father to your kids, what are they like? If you're a father to your own kids, what are you like? What have you inherited? It's funny, I was talking about the roots, right? What have you inherited, and what do you want to pass on to your own children, or what do you want to pass on to future generations? So we are in a point where every single second of every single day that you breathe is you're carrying the past with you, and you're making choices and decisions that influence the future every single second. So sometimes you're going to make a big choice, and sometimes you're just making little unconscious or subconscious decisions. But you know, it's always based on, you know, the way we were raised, the ideas that we've been gifted with, whether they're good ideas or bad ideas, right? Every every opinion that comes to us is a gift because it expands our own awareness and our own soup bowl of knowledge. And you can choose what you want to take a taste of and what you want to leave behind. So I don't know why it's coming through like that. Maybe some of you are eating soup as you listen to this. But yeah, it's like time to look in the mirror and see how these father energies have constructed you, and whether you are acting from a subconscious place or a conscious place in regards to that. And that doesn't mean that you're a victim, and that doesn't mean you've not got any self-empowerment. It means be aware of how you act and why you act that way. So the father, the great father, the masculine, the protector. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues of honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and the one who leaves us to the wolves. Here yet gone, the champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. So, it's like masks off time, right? Supportive, strategic, regal, kind authority. Disappearing, disappointing, devastated by failures. I mean, a lot of us may be thinking about these things because, you know, it's like in the England, you know, in the UK, the Queen has just passed away and we've now got a king. So it's a figurehead, right? The king is a figurehead. He's an archetype. You know, yes, a human will play the role of the king, but the king as a role on earth is just the children playing outside. Don't worry, they're fine. Not my children. I told them off. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the reading actually. The older brother, they do play a little bit rough sometimes, and they are just playing, but they were outside and I saw him pulling the girl around by her pigtails, and I was like, I'm not having any of that. So I shouted at him and said, oi, not by her hair. You know, and you shouldn't parent other people's children, but I'm also not going to sit here and watch a boy pull a girl around by her hair. So I don't know what's going to become of that, but hopefully he's not going to do that anymore. So interesting as well. I'm pretty sure he's our older brother. So again, talking about how boys treat girls and things like this could be coming up in the collective consciousness. So moving swiftly on. So let's see what you have. So who's Gemini? Who's Gemini at the moment? Getting over heartbreak? Getting over heartbreak, perhaps? Maybe throwing yourself into work. Maybe some of you have ended a job or stopped working on something, stopped trying to fix something, stopped trying to perfect something that was making you feel trapped. But this, I think, is going to be what leads you to some feelings of success. So no longer feeling trapped by something. There's a sense of betrayal with something here as well. I'm still a bit, my hackles are still slightly up over that. Like, they are just kids, right? And it's not my job to parent other people's children, but again, this could be something that's happened. Everything that happens in a reading is part of the reading itself. So I don't know if you've been out in a club and you've witnessed, you know, people fighting, and you've thought, especially like if it was like a guy against a girl, and you thought, I'm not having that. Okay. Oh, and yeah, an event, some kind of party. This is in your feelings though. So, you know, thinking about your family, thinking about your, it could be thinking about celebrating a milestone or feeling like you've got some kind of milestone to celebrate. Let me just get all your cards. Hold on. Taurus had the same card in the same place. That's interesting. Oh, hello. Don't know if some of you have got Libra in your chart. Libra, Taurus, Scorpio. But the reason why I'm saying Libra is they've been coming out with the High Priestess and the Empress as a kind of like duality energy. Again, it could be somebody on the cusp, but I don't know if some of you have got that in your chart. Okay. Oh, hello. The Sun and the Lovers card. I think they want to go that way around. What is going on with you, gems? This is an interesting reading. 4 major arcana out of 5 so far. Oh, another very good card. 9 of Cups. What's going on in the action space? Another major arcana. You're in control. Feeling in control. It's funny because you fell out of control in your energy. And another major arcana. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9 a major arcana and the Magician on the underlying, which is your energy. That is very interesting. So getting over something. Again, some of you could have experienced a breakup, a loss of a job, an end to a situation. You could have felt a bit betrayed, a bit stabbed in the back, but I feel like it was keeping you trapped, and you're now recognizing that you have more freedom because of the ending of whatever this was. And yes, it could have been a painful ending, right? You could have suffered some kind of loss, some kind of, you know, some kind of tower moment, but I feel like it's one of those greater good things, you know, like in the long term, you're going to recognize that whatever you were in was keeping you trapped. And this is why we experience tower moments. So it does feel like you've had a tower moment in the past. Tower moments are things where it's like if you don't jump, the universe will push you. If you're in a situation that's become very stagnant and there's no longer any growth there, you know, and you're just kind of like treading water, the universe will come along and kind of start to throw tower moments your way. And it causes things to fall away, and it causes you to feel like things are happening to you. Like, I've got no control over this. This has happened to me. Why is this happening to me? And yet, when we gain some perspective, when we gain some distance from whatever that was, we recognize actually it was for our greater good. So sometimes it's like a case of, you know, being in a job where you gave it your all and it was everything to you, and then you lose your job and it's really unfair, and then you recognize actually, you know, you think, what am I going to do now? And then you get a job where it's like, oh my god, these people treat me with respect, I have a good work-life balance, I get better paid. It's like I would never have had this job if I hadn't lost the previous job. So it's like it feels like something like that has happened or is happening to you. You do have a feeling of getting over it, right? Emancipation of Gemini. So where do I want to start with this? I just looked at Temperance and heard dipping your toes in the water, which does come through sometimes with Temperance. These are all good cards. You don't have a bad card on the table. It's like you're manifesting, you have all the tools you need available to do whatever you want to do. You could just be recognizing this. You could be feeling very empowered right now through gaining some kind of control over your life. And feeling like you want to celebrate it, feeling like you want to go out and have a party, feeling like you want to go and blow off steam, get together with friends. Tell me what the Four of Wands is, what's being celebrated here. Unbalance. You're celebrating the fact that you're no longer spinning plates. Hello, Two of Cups. You're celebrating the fact that you're no longer juggling. You feel like the sense of freedom. The Sun card. So the Sun is the happiest card in the whole of the tarot. It's like really high vibrational. Everything's clear. You've got this sense of freedom. You've got this sense of happiness. It's extreme happiness. It's like euphoria. Because of some sort of offer. So this is in your thoughts. In your thoughts, your brain, you're like, I think this is amazing. I'm so excited for this. I've got some kind of opportunity here, some kind of offer. I'm dancing. This is fabulous. Like happy days. In your actual real life, there's this sense of feeling in control. Some of you could be getting a car, right? Getting a driver's license, getting your first car, having the sense of freedom that comes with that. Some of you could be journeying somewhere. You've got control of your emotions. Queen of Cups, absolute control of your emotions. Expressing your emotions freely in a very controlled, thoughtful way. Feeling everything that you could possibly feel, and incorporating it and expressing it, and feeling like, you know what, I'm in control of my feelings. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm no longer feeling this like, I'm hearing rock steady. It's making me think of the Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, this kind of, I no longer seesawing, right? Maybe you were between jobs. Maybe you were weighing up your options, 2 different offers on the table. You were weighing them up. You've picked one. No longer have this sense of everything's topsy-turvy. You can like build those solid foundations now. Tower moment past. So I want to go Lover's card. I'm a Libra. I love a bit of love. Why is the Lover's card here in your thoughts? So you're thinking about love. You're thinking about romance. You're thinking about making a heartfelt choice, heartfelt decision. But it's blocked. Why is it blocked? Don't get in your head about this. So whatever this is, and it's like you're thinking it through. Again, if you've just got out of a relationship, you could be thinking about getting into a new relationship. And it is in your thoughts, it's not in your action space, because you've got some patience showing up here, actually. So it could be, I know the qualities of the person that I want to manifest in my life. You know, I'm not going to manifest a specific person, but, you know, if they had this person's charm, this person's sense of humor, you know, if they would look after me like that person would, if they would, you know, if, you know, the kind of, if they were calm, if they were, you know, the sort of person who'd make a good father, you know, all these qualities of who my perfect person would be, you know, really weighing that up and thinking about it. But it may not be that there's any options there for you yet that are matching, you know, what you've got going on in your head. So the Two of Swords does say you could be at a crossroads. This could be a choice point for you, and you could have a bit of mental conflict about whatever this is. So whether or not you know exactly a specific person in mind, or even if it's not a specific person, it could be some kind of job that you really want, because it's like the Lovers is like from the heart, right? So it's telling you, because the Lovers card overpowers the Two of Swords. This is major arcana, this is minor arcana, and this is about getting mentally trapped in your own head. I'd say that this is really saying get out of your head and into your heart space, because your emotions here are really strong. You've got emotional control here, and I feel like this deep inner knowing, this deep intuition, this almost psychic awareness of what's coming next is going to guide you through anything that feels confusing or conflicting. So tell me about the High Priestess, please. Page of Cups, yeah, boil it down to its basic emotions. Oh yeah, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. This is like unconditional love. So it's almost like if it doesn't match this vibration, I don't want it. It could be, there could be an apology. Sometimes this card means an apology, but mainly it indicates initial feelings, the initial stages of something, you know, an emotional offer being made, or somebody opening up the heart, recognizing that someone has feelings for you, expressing your own feelings for someone, but doing it in that kind of almost hesitant, toe in the water way, where it's like you're just figuring it out, because the pages are students, the pages are children, the pages are learning. They haven't got it all figured out yet. So you're exploring your emotions, right? And I feel like you've boiled something down to some kind of basic feeling, basic thought, basic feeling of what this would look like for you. So that's actually very healthy and very sweet. That's Piscean energy, very, very sweet energy, very much like, oh hi, I like you, little wink emoji, that kind of thing. Seven of Pentacles, but it's a slow process. With the Seven of Pentacles and Temperance card, this is, you're going to have to wait for this. You know, good things come with time. You know, this is not something that you want to rush into. You know, maybe you have learned some lessons from the past. You know, maybe you met your previous partner when you were out clubbing and, you know, fell into bed with them. And it's like, you know, the first person that you saw when you put on the rose tinted glasses, it could be something, sorry to all the exes of Geminis and Cancers, but it's like, you know, you could be taking things slower now, right? You could be thinking, yeah, those days are behind me. Maybe you do have children with the Father card, and it's like, if I'm going to bring somebody into my life, I really need them to be high vibrational. I really need them to, I need to take my time with them and really figure out if they fit in with me and my family and whatever you've got going on there, Gemini. What's the Seven of Pentacles? And you're in control of your emotions, right? You're not going to be like blurting stuff out to people here, even though you may feel like it with that page there. You know, holding back, saving money perhaps. Temperance, whoa, that shot. Did you see? Oh my God, you want to get going though. If you've got someone in mind, it's like you are foaming at the bit here with the Page of Wands and Temperance. Again, pages want to explore. They are new to it. So it's something that's got you all fired up with it being wands. It's like, it could be a creative project. It could be somebody that you've really got the hots for. I'm hearing, I got the hots for you. Da, 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 da. I feel like somebody else got that recently. So it's like really ready to explore your body, perhaps your feelings, your creativity. Like, you really want to do this, but toe in the water, you're being patient. It's like maybe perhaps you're aware of your vulnerability here, because there's two children here as well. This is a water sign, fire sign that could have water sign, fire sign children. But yeah, aware of your own vulnerabilities, aware of your own naivety in a situation, perhaps. Yeah, she's just dipping her toe in, and I feel like that's a really good way of doing it for you, gems. Yeah, be patient, right? Good things come to those who wait. In the meantime, that Empress, I really want to get to that Empress in your emotions, in your thoughts. Yeah, you could just want to go out and have a good time. You want to go out drinking. You want to line them up and knock them back. Again, do it safely, you know. Eight of Cups. There's something missing there from that lifestyle. But the meaning of the Nine of Cups is you don't need anyone else to make you happy, right? You've got this. Yeah, it'd be great to have somebody in your life, but you don't need somebody in your life. You're not emotionally needy. You're not emotionally, or maybe you don't want somebody who's emotionally needy, right? You want somebody who's emotionally strong, like you, right? Like you figured that out here. So you know, wanting somebody who matches that. You know, wanting somebody that you can have a good time with, but you know, they're not going to be like chained to your ankle crying every time that you wink at someone. You know, it's very emotionally independent energy. And this is in your thoughts, so you're aware of this. Yeah, oh my God, Empress. Yeah, I want to say it's you. Depends how you identify, but we all carry all energies. So you could be the Empress. The Empress could be somebody that you've kind of got up on a pedestal, right? Somebody who, where you were at this point here mentally, you were going, I want somebody who ticks all these boxes. They've got to be smart, they've got to be funny, they've got to be clever, they've got to be kind, they've got to be passionate. You know, whatever your list looks like. This could be actually meeting that person. Or, I mean, they're not showing up in your actual environment. They're not showing up like they're actually physically there with you, but you could definitely have spotted someone that you have up on that pedestal and you think, yeah, this could be that person. This could also indicate a mother. It could be you as a mother. It could indicate your own mother. It's interesting, we've got the father and then this mother energy with the Empress. You can see she's got a hand on her stomach. You know, she's pregnant there. Some of you could be pregnant. I am getting a bit of a children vibe going on here, but it could just be talking about your own maternal instincts. It could be talking about how you nurture projects, if this is a work thing for you. You know, the growth and potential with a new project, and you know, how you nurture that. But this is, I mean, the Empress is Nine of Cups. The Empress is, you know, she's quite happy to be in a relationship, but the person has to match her. She needs an emperor. You know, she's not just going to hook up with any old page that comes up to her, you know, in the street. Anyone who asks for a phone number, she's like, get out of here, I'm an empress. You know, I've done all that shadow work. I've done all that integration. You know, I am Sophia. Talking about Carl Jung and the anima the other week. You know, so, you know, really she needs somebody who's showing up with that major arcana energy. You know, maybe a magician, maybe an emperor, but someone who matches them. Maybe another empress. You know, I don't know. But yeah, somebody who's on her level. And yes, you know, if there was somebody who showed up and they were a king, but they, you know, had that potential, you know, perhaps. But yeah. She knows her worth. She knows her worth. She's not willing to settle for anything that's going to knock her off a game. You know, she's got that Nine of Cups. She's emotionally good herself. She doesn't need anyone to... Like, if somebody comes along with that 10th cup, you know, buys her a drink, and it's like, you know, this person, I could spend my rest of my life with this person. You know, this seems amazing. Brilliant. It's the cherry on top of the cake. But you don't need the cherry, right? She could go out and buy her own packet of cherries. It's the olive and the martini, but she had a meze for lunch. You know, it's that kind of energy. Right, okay, Empress then. Wheel of Fortune. New cycle. Brand new, fresh cycle. Ready for it. Knowing your worth. Yeah, this is a really, really good reading. Geminis and possibly Cancers if you're in here. Really, really good reading. Like, you've got it going on. Success. Like, manifesting from this place of knowing your worth, figuring it out, emotional balance. Brilliant reading. I don't know what all that clubbing stuff was. Again, this could be your past or people around you. Maybe you are going out drinking, but you're maybe you're going out drinking but you're pregnant. Like, not for me. I'll just lie here on this lounge chair looking fabulous, darling, while you bring me orange juice, you know. Especially with Temperance as well. Yes, if again, these cards here. So Temperance can talk about you know, getting over substance problems, you know, taking it easy, not drinking every single shot just because people are, you know, just because people are buying you drinks and lining them up on the bar doesn't mean you have to drink all of them. I was actually getting in that vision that I was getting of the club scene, I was getting somebody who takes a shot and then spits it into a bottle, a bit like, have you ever seen them do that in Coyote Ugly? Or takes a shot and spits it in the air, which is gross, you shouldn't be spitting, but it's like doing what makes me think of like going out with my boss. So my boss has a habit of like picking up a drink and putting it down and walking off and thinking your drink is her drink and walking off with your drink. So it's always like you could do the same thing though. You could like have your drink and just put it down and be like, oh, I lost it, or oh, I drank it. You know, you don't have to drink them all. Just obviously don't pick up a drink and drink it if you with untrustworthy people. You know, I don't want to get anyone getting like spiked or anything here. But you know, if you are getting drinks and people are buying you drinks and you don't want to say no, again, I grew up in a bar, I know all the tricks. You can just be like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom, pour it down the toilet, you know, like, you know, or just leave it on a table and walk off and be like, oh, I don't know which one's mine, I'll just get another one, you know. So, you know, come back after 20 minutes and be like, oh, where's my drink gone? You know, you can, there's tricks you can do. But yeah, this is take it easy. Don't drink too much, don't overdo it, just because they're lining up there, you know your worth. I don't know. And if you're in this energy, people are going to be like lining them up, so you don't have to knock them all back. Knock them over. Whoops. Silly me. Spilled the drink. Not in a wasteful way, but you know when like people buy you drinks or top up your glass and you don't want it, and you know you can't say no because you don't want to look rude. It depends who you're with, right? Like for good friends, you can be like, nope, had enough. I'm always like that. I'm like, nope, drinking orange juice. Don't want it. But you know, sometimes like if your boss buys you a drink, it's like, right, thanks. You know, you could go to Susan and be like, Susan, do you want this drink? Okay, what's the advice, please, for Geminis? And they want a song. A song first, okay. Can I get a song for my Geminis? Don't let anyone pull you around by your hair. Kick them in the balls. Light bulb moment, please, for Geminis. Bored by Billie Eilish. Are you bored? Are you sober? If you've gone out for a drink and you're pregnant so you can't drink and everybody around you is completely drunk and you're like, I'm so bored. The games you played were never fun. You'd say you'd stay, but then you'd run. Giving you what you're begging for. Giving you what you say I need. I don't want any settled scores. I just want you to set me free. I'm not afraid anymore. What makes you sure you're all I need? Forget about it. When you walk out the door and leave me torn, you're teaching me to live without it. I'm so bored. I'm home alone. I'm home alone. Your God knows where. I hope you don't think that's fair. Giving you all you want and more, every piece of me. I don't want love I can't afford. I just want you to love for free. Can't you see I'm getting bored? Let me just see if there's any more lyrics. No, she just repeats them. And every time you walk out the door and leave me torn, you're teaching me to live without it. Yeah, you know, you're recognizing the fact that you don't need somebody, right? They messed you around. You don't need them. You're good without. What's the advice, please, for my gems? Regeneration. Interesting. Go the distance on the bottom. Didn't I say that somewhere you were like approaching a finishing line? Was that you or was that Taurus? I'm doing Gemini's reading on the same day as Taurus. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it up immediately. I may do. I'm trying to go with the flow more and be less structured with the readings and just kind of do them as they come in. Like as I have time and as the messages come in. Okay, essential meanings: rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. You don't have to give your ex second chances if you don't want to. I don't know if you know this, gems, but you can have a second chance without them. And that you've got that Wheel of Fortune there with the Empress. You can do this. You don't need anyone else. You've got emotional control, Empress energy. You've got the keys to the car, baby. The Oracle message. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. Baby, maybe. The rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So if you're particularly asking about a relationship, the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past, or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss. Do you believe in life after love? That song again, when I was a teenager, like going out, dancing around like a maniac, getting drunk. That was one of the songs that I used to sing on the karaoke, actually. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So nice. For those of you where it's career related, because you do have this Eight of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. So career, money, finance, all that kind of property, all that kind of thing. What happens when it appears you've failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. Is it becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start, a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced? Magician energy. You are ripe for success. New opportunities with much better than the ones that came before appear like gifts from the gods. Didn't I say that? Like sometimes you can like lose an opportunity, or you can work really hard to get some kind of promotion and not get it, and then something else will come along and you'll think, thank God I didn't get that other thing. Like this is so much better. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth. Gemini, I loved your reading. That was so high vibrational and gorgeous. That was really, really good. So if you've had troubles with some kind of father figure in your life, I don't know if this is a partner, your own father, your own parenting methods perhaps, you're going forward with this much more very capable, confident, feminine energy, which I want to say is you. It's coming through as your energy, right? And recognizing this part of yourself. So again, it could be a woman around you, you know, potential match for you, or it could be your own mother. But I feel like for most of you, it's just that the Empress within, right? So again, if we go back to Carl Jung and the Freudian psychology, we have the persona, which is the way we present to the world. So for me, for example, I present as feminine, but we have the opposite gender as our anima or animus. According to Jung, I think maybe you could have multiple, right? You could have anima and animus, or it could be non-binary if we're going to be modern. But Jung's theory was, if you present as a man, you have a female anima. If you present as a woman, you have a male animus. So this could, if you are male presenting, this could be your anima. Just throwing that out there, it doesn't have to be. And it's really talking about incorporating the shadow aspect, the hidden part of ourselves, to become whole. So I hope this was helpful to you. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends. And don't pull anyone's hair. Don't pull anyone's hair unless they want you to, and they agree to it first. Okay, I'm going. Bye.